Good day, you all, and welcome to the mic. I am Maremo Matlou. Today I have a question that you have probably asked others numerous times. A question that you have been asked over 1,000 times. And that simple question is, how are you? How are you? This is a question that you have asked others numerous times. It's a question that you have heard and had to answer 1,000 times. Yet how different have been the responses that you have received? Often when people ask how I am doing, I respond, I'm good. I'm fine. I'm getting along, I guess. Same old, same old. And often when I ask people how they are doing, those are often the responses I get. We use how are you as a polite gesture. We ask the question oftentimes out of courtesy. How many of you actually wait and attentively listen to the response that you are getting from the other person? Often when we are meeting family members that we haven't seen for a long period of time, or when you are greeting your colleagues, you ask that question while you are still carrying on with your journey. Not many of us wait to listen to the response that we are going to receive. And so today I'm here to ask you, how are you? Often we ask other people that question and other people ask us that question. But how many times have you asked yourself a question that you have probably heard 1,000 times over? How are you? How am I? You see, we live in a world that has taught us how to survive, that has shown us what we need to do in order to remain competitive, in order to remain present and appear as if we are coping and thriving. But today I want you to interrogate yourself, to begin an honest analysis of how are you really doing. And the first part I would like you to analyze is, how are you physically? You see, as humans, we have this tendency of tolerating pain. When something is not going okay in our bodies, we hope that it will go away. And with the passage of time, instead of reaching out and try to find out what is the actual problem, we treat it as the status quo. For many years, I've been suffering from stomach cramps. I hurt my knee playing rugby in high school, and even today, I don't have the range of mobility that I would like. And when I'm stretching, I can still feel some pain and some discomfort. I was having a problem with mucus buildup, and every time I would engage in physical activity, I would have an excess amount of mucus. And for a large part of my life, I treated these conditions and these problems as the status quo. Nothing to be alarmed about, because I had dealt with it for so long that clearly it was not terminal. But if I ask myself, how am I really doing physically? The question is, not so great. I don't exercise as often as I am supposed to. The range of motion that my body has isn't at the optimal level. Yet many of us find ourselves in those situations and have become comfortable with the pain. Yet there's a reason that your car must go for service once a year. It's to ensure it can function as well as it was intended to. Yes, you are functioning now. Yes, you can do all of the things that you would like to do. However, that's not how you are supposed to be functioning. You are meant to be functioning better than what you are in your current state. Do you feel healthy? Are you full of energy and vitality? Or are you constantly taking painkillers, constantly sleeping, jumping from one remedy to another, trying to get better? Or have you simply given up and accepted that this is how you are going to go, how you are going to live the rest of your days? When there is a pain in your body, it's your body's way of telling you that something is not okay. When you fall ill, your body is telling you that you are either going too fast or there's an underlying condition or problem that you are not analyzing, that you are not paying attention to. But so many of us are so busy, caught up in this rat race of life, that we have even forgotten how to be mindful to the cues that our own body is giving us. And so I just want you to take a moment. You can pause this video, or you can do it right after this video ends, but I want you to take a moment and simply take stock of how your physical body feels like. Are you able to rotate your ankles? Are you able to rotate your wrists without any pain, without any sounds? Are you able to touch your toes? How flexible are your hamstrings? Is there any part of your body that goes through pain each and every single day, pain that you have simply accepted as normal? How are you? How are you really doing physically? The second question I want you to ask yourself is, how are you? How are you really doing mentally? You see, the world is an unfair place. We are not adequately prepared for the challenges that we are going to face in an ever-changing world. So many of us have our own struggles. So many of us are constantly finding ourselves in a situation where we can't even begin to create. We can't imagine, because we are just so busy surviving. That today I want you to take a moment and ask yourself, how are you doing mentally? Are you feeling depressed? Have you lost the will to do things you used to be comfortable doing? Things you used to look forward to, like going on hikes or meeting up with friends? Have you become anxious when your phone rings, when you receive an email from your boss, when a particular friend wants to talk to you, when you are about to see your significant other? Are you anxious? Are you constantly living in your brain, reliving moments that you cannot change, or thinking about future scenarios and trying to predict how you are going to deal with them, even though majority of those scenarios are never going to come about? How are you really doing mentally? Are you constantly in a low mood? Do you find no joy in the things you do? Or are you full of enthusiasm? Do you smile at the chirping birds? Are you happy when you feel the sun on your skin? Do you look forward to interacting with other people, to enjoying the splendor and the wonder that is nature? How are you doing mentally? Are you growing yourself? Are you reading books and watching shows that are expanding your mind? Are you back at school? Are you applying yourself the best that you can at school? Are you present in each and every moment that life presents you? How are you doing? You see, many of us have created this mirage. We've created this perception that people see, but inside our heads, we are the only ones who can truly assess and who can truly rate how well we are doing. The third part that I would like you to interrogate, and the third question I would like you to ask yourself is, how are you doing spiritually? You see, I don't mean how are you doing religiously. There are many people who subscribe to a particular religion, who follow certain religious principles, yet they're not doing well spiritually. Are you at peace? Are you happy? Are you full of joy? Are you content? Do you realize that you are responsible for how you react to the outside world? Do you know that your state internally determines how you interact with the world externally? How are you doing spiritually? Are you at peace? Are you mindful? Are you able to be completely present when you are in the presence of other people? You see, many of us do things that create the appearance that we are doing well. Many of us, when we are around people and we get asked the question, how are we doing? We give an answer that makes it convenient for us. We don't want to cause other people discomfort. We don't want to be vulnerable in front of other people. So you don't have to be honest when others ask you. All I'm asking is you take the time and you are honest with yourself. And when you find that you are not doing okay, when you find that question fills you with sadness, that question feels like a burden, then perhaps it's time you share that information with others so they can help you and they can lessen the weight that you are feeling. You see, often we find that there are people in our lives who care about us. There are people who want to help us. But because we are so caught up in our minds, because we have never truly analyzed how we are feeling, we make it difficult for them to be able to step in and provide a helping hand. You are not meant to walk this journey by yourself. You are not meant to struggle on your own. And perhaps that's why the question was invented, to allow us as humans to connect with each other, to allow you the space to be open, to let me know, how are you? I hope that you will have the courage to realize that you are the master of your own destiny. You are the captain of your own ship. You are the creator of your own reality, and that you have the power to change your circumstance and your situation, that you can paint the picture of a life that you deserve. But it all begins with having the courage to ask yourself the difficult questions that lead to true and thorough introspection. With love, peace, and happiness, I am Maremo.